Well, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Monday Leaders. It is Monday morning, a beautiful Monday morning in September here in South Carolina. And for those of you who were on the Team Pinnacle Zoom last night, you got a masterclass from one of the best guys there is out there, Coach Fard Bell. And if you were on last night, you already know that. But the beautiful thing is he is going to continue and expand that topic this morning on today's Monday Leaders. And so, Coach Bell, you were a master last night, and we are excited to continue to hear from you today, sir. So, Coach Bell, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
We sure can.
Do I have an echo? I feel like
I do not hear an echo, but you may have an echo.
okay, perfect, perfect. I'm setting up a couple of devices here so that I can screen share and I'm super excited because we're going to a whole nother level. For those who were on last night, um, just drop in the chat your biggest takeaways. I shared a framework that I've never taught before called the five secrets of a master promoter. I've taught many of the concepts, the visuals that I shared of just 25 years of studying the best of the best in the business, um, and just kind of refining what are the best practices that I've observed and implemented and practiced and struggled with and then overcome or help people with. And I boiled it down. I was thinking if I would have boiled it down to the most important things, like step by step, what is the actual process for somebody that doesn't know anything about promoting whatsoever? What would I focus on to transform someone into a highly effective professional promoter? And when I boiled that down, it boiled down to five key secrets of a master promoter. And last night I had a lot of different things to touch on along with the topic, but today I'm just focusing strictly on the topic of becoming a master promoter. Now, why is this so important right now for us? And that question is, how many of us want to have a massive group of people, a new group, a whole new class of people coming in the fourth quarter of 2025? How many would like to have a whole new wave of people coming in from the fourth quarter of 2025 and funneling them into the first quarter of 2026? 2026. And we've got a breakthrough event coming up January 1st through the 3rd in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So for those who want to have an explosion in 2026, it starts with the level of promotion happening by you and your team members in 2025, especially as we go into this fourth quarter of 2025. And so the timing of this topic is very critical for those who want to ensure massive momentum, massive growth. And if you want to develop leaders like builders, you can take this same framework of the five secrets of a master promoter and instill this in your team's culture. And if you got first of all, one person practicing these five secrets can create massive momentum. You get two people on your team doing it. Whoa, you got an executive director ring earner. You get a person in two different legs. One leg, that's bronze executive. Two legs, that's silver executive. Three legs, that's gold executive. Four legs, that's platinum executive director. So these five secrets of a master promoter will catapult you to executive director and multiple rings as well. Is my sound quality still good?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. All right. So, Ms. Gardner, do both of my I might be on here two or three times if all of them have
Two,
share
two of them,
capability.
two of them do.
Oh,
Are you on here three times?
Okay, it should be two, but my computer's been doing some funny things lately. So I think we're good. Let me see here.
You
Share
have
screen.
capability on both the ones
Perfect.
you are connected.
All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. So my screen should be starting to share. And so when I first got started, um, I came in and I was blown away. First of all, one of the advantages I had is that I got started in the Washington, D.C. area, as God would have it, in the end of 1999, going into 2000. For those who don't know the significance of that, at this time, the great Darnell Self, Mike Humes, and the leadership team of Team New Vision, the founders of Team New Vision, had launched a record-breaking weekly event every Tuesday night that grew to 800 to 1100 people every Tuesday night. And I came into that momentum. So I came out to the event on a Tuesday night as a prospect, and saw 800 to 1,000 plus people in a room on a Tuesday night for a weekly event that started with 7 people in a basement, going from living room to living room, and then decided to channel all that momentum and bring all those people back to one night per week in the local area. So it created a local culture. It created a buzz. It created this atmosphere that when you walked in as a prospect, you were like, wow, I'm in. Now, what are we doing? Like before the presentation started, you were ready to sign up just because of the atmosphere. Everybody was dressed sharp, luxury vehicles outside of the venue. I mean, what in the world is happening? Success is in the air. This is a winning environment. And then the testimonials at the end, all these regular people. I saw the guy that used to deliver mail to my high school making 10,000 a month and beyond, Mike Humes. I saw the guy that hired my sister for her first job at up against the wall retail store, Mr. Darnell Self, making 5 figures a month. I saw the shy lady who was shaking, holding the microphone, sharing her testimonial. Miss Linda Gray, she's probably on the line right now, and she was so shy, and I went, "Wow, I can't use my shyness as an excuse anymore." This was at the weekly event, y'all, the weekly event, and then here's what I'm getting at. There were a few other weekly events going on all over the Maryland area. And they said, if y'all think this is something, there's going to be an event even bigger than this coming up called a Super Saturday. I'm like, wait a minute. This is not the Super Saturday? This is not a Super Tuesday? What if this is the Tuesday night event? What in the world is this Saturday event going to be? And I went, wait a minute. They kept saying, you got to get everybody to this event coming up for the Super Saturday. It's never happened before. Like this, never happened again. The speakers we're going to have, the lineup that we're going to have, this is the best chance to get everybody you care about in front of the information at one time. And I remember going, wait a minute, okay. First of all, I'm getting over my shyness. Um, this is 25 plus years ago, y'all. I was 19, 20 years old. The person you see right now, I have transformed many times over since then. So some of you are like, yeah, right, you weren't shy. Some of you who were there back then, y'all remember, some of y'all were there. And so here's the
Yes, you
thing.
were.
In fact, you can probably look at this picture on the screen. That's me. This is the me I'm talking about. In fact, this is like a year. Is this a year later? This might be a year. No, this is that first year. So that's me on the left side of this photo. That was the version of me that got started. And that was actually a little bit more confident version of me, because I've been in for a little bit and I gotten promoted a few times, and in the environment for a little bit. But I didn't like talking to people. I wasn't comfortable talking to people. That was very much out of my comfort zone. That's why I was so inspired by the great Linda Gray. Um, and I'm like, wow, okay, shy people can do this as well. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. And then, but I didn't even talk at home that much growing up. Like my sister used to talk for me. My older sister, 5 years older, she used to talk for me at home. That's how shy I was. So I'm getting over some of this stuff. I was getting it out of my system. And I'm the type of person that who can relate to this? There's two types of grocery shoppers. You know, when you got your bags of groceries, one type of person, they grab a bag or two and then they bring that bag in the house from the grocery shopping, and then they go back and grab another bag or two, and then they go back and grab another bag or two, and they just take their sweet little time grabbing all these bags. That drives me crazy. I don't want the agony of going back and forth. You will see me try to grab like all 15 bags, 7 of them in one arm, the 6 of them in another 8 of them in another arm, and trying to grab the case of waters. I just want to get it over with. Anybody else like me? Put a 1 in the chat if you're like me. I just want to get it over with as fast as possible. If it's going to be uncomfortable anyway, I just want to get it over with, not now, but right now. And so put a 2 in the chat if you're the other person. You're like, hey, I don't mind taking my time, bringing in one at a time. So I'm that person that wants to get it over with right away. I will risk pulling my arms, my shoulders out of the socket just to get it over with. And I'm saying this because that was my approach to this event. And this is important when it comes to promoting an event. My mindset was, I'm not going to wait. If you got a list of 100 people, you can invite 2 people every week over the next 50 weeks. Okay, I'm gonna invite 2 of them this week and just kind of ration it out. I'm gonna 2 here and then 2 more another week and 2 more. Over 50 weeks, it takes you a whole year to get through that list of 100 people. You'll never get momentum like that. So even if you're person number 2, don't utilize that when it comes to promoting an event. When it comes to an event, it takes a lot of energy at one time to promote an event, to get momentum going, to get speed, to create energy. It'll die off if you go too slow. And so in the audio program, Challenge to Succeed by Jim Rohn, he talks about if you wait too long, the weeds will take the garden. So momentum, promoting an event requires success compression. So here's what happened. And I don't know if I understood all this consciously when I first got started, my first 2 weeks in the business, but emotionally, I wanted to get it over with. But also, I went, man, when I came to that first event, I was like, man, if I had gotten all my friends and family members to this one event at one time, this event would have done all the work for me. This event could have done all the work for me, but I didn't call everybody and I didn't call them effectively enough to get them in the room if I did call them. So I got to do something different. So here I am, 2 weeks into first 2 weeks in the industry, never had any experience before, but they said this Super Saturday is coming up. I believe it was January the 10th, 2000, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was a Saturday. I'm going to Google it to find out if that was a Saturday, January 10th, 2000. I know somebody's already doing it. So you'll tell me in the chat. So I'm like, okay, I've got about a week to get everybody I can to this one event, to get everybody I can to this one event. And so what am I going to do? And when I look back on the skill of promotion, I realized that I probably learned more about how to become a master promoter in that first week of the business, and I didn't even realize it. But here's what happened. Mr. James Worthy in Baltimore was the host of this Super Saturday. And I said, I got to have 10 carloads of people at this event. I got to get everybody. Remember, grocery bags. I got to get all this done and over with in one blow. That's the mindset of a master promoter. I want to get everybody into this one event, this next event right now. So what can I do? And so I learned what I now call the 5 secrets of a master promoter. And what ended up happening, I'll tell you later. But so this picture is a picture of me at my first convention. And I worked hard to invite January 8, 2000. Thank you, Elena. So that was January the 8th. And here I am in this photo. This is me building into my first big event. And my goal was to have 10 plus people at this first big event. And I went to work promoting like crazy. I'm going to have a massive group of people at this big event because they said if you get 100 people in a room, you are free. You're set for life. You get 100 people from your team to a big event, a destination event where they got to get in their cars, get in an airplane, travel across country in an environment with no distractions, all the success stories, all the inspiration, the best trainings, everything. It's done with. You get 100 people from 3 or 4 legs, it's done for you. You're set for life. That was the vision that was painted. So I'm like, man. And they said you can build from event to event to event to build towards that 100 plus people at a big event. So my mindset was, okay, I don't know if I can see 100, but I can see 10. I can see 10. I want everybody to visualize you got 10 people at your weekly event every Tuesday night or whatever night your one night a week is in your local area that you're about to get started if you don't have one. Hint, hint. And so you got this momentum happening in your mind. You can visualize there's me and there's 10 of us here. And then we're going to bring those 10 people to the Super Saturday. And all 10 of us are going to invite people. So there's 10 of us circling up at the end of the Tuesday night event in my local area. And we're all inviting people back to the next event. So we're going to have way more than 10 people the next week. And then we're going to bring all those people to the Super Saturday, the 10 plus the people we invited. And then all of us together are going to invite people to the next Super Saturday and the weekly events. And then the 10 plus their people and those folks, we're going to bring all those people back to the big convention. So I can see 10, put 10 in the chat. If you can visualize 10, you can visualize 10 in your weekly event with you, bringing them to your monthly Super Saturday, bringing them to the Super Regional, and then bringing them to the big convention, bringing them to your weekly event, bringing them to your Super Saturday, bringing them to the Super Regional, and then bringing them to the big event. That's the model. That's the model. So I can see 10, right? And then I said, okay, if I can see 10, then I can see my 10 having their own 10. There's my 100. There's my 100. How does a lion eat an elephant? One bite at a time and with a team. I added that part that nobody talks about. When I watch lions, I never see one lion go after an elephant. I always see them go after the elephant with a team, a pride of lions. They go after the elephant. And then they one bite at a time with a team. So I got this elephant-sized goal, which is 100 at the big event, but the bite-sized pieces I can see 10. So I'm gonna find my 10 with a passion. I'm on a mission to find my 10, and then I'm gonna inspire them to find their 10, and there's 100. So here's what happened. There were ups and downs. I went promoting like crazy, promoting for this first big event. I'm gonna have my 10 plus people, and this is the picture of all 2 of us. All 2 of us who made it to that event right here. And so I'm like, okay, dust myself off. I got 2 out of the 10 plus. And then I said, all right, it's not over yet. The cycle continues because for me, the catalyst is the big event. You do all the promoting that you can into a big event, and then that big event kicks off the next 90 days. This is a 90-day cycle. Playbook. I'm giving you all the playbook. This is the play, the 90-day playbook. And so you're running this play. You're getting as many people daily, weekly, monthly into the next big event, whether it's the winter event, the spring event, the fall event, or the summer event, right? Every year, there's like a quarterly event, every 90 days or so, a winter, spring, summer, and then a fall. The company does the spring event and the fall event. The team does the winter event and the summer event if there's a summer event. But as a leader, as a promoter, master promoter, you're leveraging these 90-day cycles. These 90-day cycles. Does my sound okay? So
it's not quite as good as it was, but we can still hear you clearly.
all right, let me shift
Oh,
that.
that's perfect.
Okay, this should be much better. Is that right?
You're good.
Okay. So now, 90-day cycles. So you're building into the big event to have as many people as you can at that big event for the season. Like Myrtle Beach is the winter event, right? New Orleans is going to be the spring event, the season, winter, spring, summer, fall. We build into the TMV event for the summer. We build into the Pinnacle event in the winter time in Myrtle Beach. We build into the super regionals for the fall right now. And so, but then when you get to the big event, this is where you regroup, you recharge, you circle up with your team, however many you got there, and then you all cast a vision for what are we going to do over this next 90 days into the next big event. All the stuff we do on a daily basis, weekly basis, and monthly basis, daily, weekly, monthly basis, is simply to bring more people back to the big event. I'm telling y'all, this is the whole business. This is not a part of the business. This is the business. So some of you thought the business was recruiting people, but the question is recruiting people for what? If you're not recruiting them into an event, you're not recruiting them into the system, which means you're not recruiting them into the environment, which means you're not recruiting them into the community that builds the massive business. The business is the people you have at the event. So we're not just recruiting people just to recruit people outside of the events. The only purpose for recruiting people is to lead them into the event. Somebody just had your breakthrough right now. Who was that for? Epiphany, boom, light bulb on. So when that clicked for me, so I had all two of us at the first event, but I was determined, and because of what I'm about to share with you, this is what happened a couple years later. A couple years later, this is the team. This is the team. It went from all two of us to close to 100 people in the room. And this is what I want y'all to take me out of the picture. This is me down here with the Kool-Aid smile and the Life is Good hat that our executive directors, everybody sitting down had gone executive director. Not all of our executives in the picture. And these are team members from all over the United States and Canada. There's probably over a dozen different states representing in this photo, from the East Coast to the West Coast and everywhere in between, because of what I'm about to share with you. And it's way more simple than you think, but it requires focus and these 5 secrets of a master promoter. Okay, so let's talk about the power of destination events. So this is what the big event looks like. There's a stage, and this is the room full of people soon to come. So here's what happens. You go to that first big event that's coming up, and half of the people that say they're going to come back, we're going to make this happen, we're going to win, we're going to make this happen, they're all talk. Half of them are all talk. Something happens, they get knocked off track, they get discouraged, they don't show up, they're not committed, or it's just not their time yet. But for whatever reason, 50% of the people, they don't show up to the next big event. The same ones that said, I'm going to the top, but they miss it. They don't show up for the next event. And guess what? Their seats get filled up by a whole nother group of people. And so the key to success is for you to be still here at the next big event. Even if you don't think you're good at this, watch how powerful this business is. If you're still here and you've done the best you can to bring people back, you're going to probably start averaging about two times the average of the rest of the people in the room. But here's the thing. You come to the next big event, half of those people don't come back to the big event that next time. Maybe they come later. Some of them drop out. Some of them get distracted. Some of them get discouraged. Some of them are just off track. Whatever it is, half of them don't show up. And then their seats get filled up by someone else. So the key is to still be here. Still be here. And if you're still here, on average, this is industry perspective, concept, mindset. You still here and you're bringing back as many people as you can to the big event, you're going to start averaging about 4 times the average of the people in the room. And then you come back to the next event, half of those people don't come back. Their seats get filled in by somebody else. You're still here. You're probably averaging 8 times the income of the people in the room. You come back to the next one, half those people don't come back. All their seats get filled out by a whole new group of people, but you're still here in this group. You're probably averaging 16 times the people in the room. And then you do it again, half those people don't come back. All their seats get filled in by a brand new group of people, and you're still here, and boom, guess what? you're probably averaging 32 times the average of the people in the room. So that's what it looks like. So here's what happens. The highest paying skill in this industry is promoting and building for events. And the big event formula is $1,000. Put 1,000 in the chat. $1,000 per year in passive income per person that you have at the big event. So if you got 100 people at the big event, you can expect, and it's spread out between 3 or 4 legs. You're on track, if you're not already, to earn $100,000 per year in passive income. You got 1,000 people in the room. Those are the people that are making $1 million a year. What? Yeah, this is an event promotion business. I don't care what you thought it was before. If you're here to build something big, you got to understand this whole business is about building for events. The whole thing, not some of it, not part of it, the whole thing. Okay, so here's the visual that I came up with years ago to get my mind around it and help my team get their mind around it. So the winter, spring, there's a winter event, spring event, summer event, fall event, and then another winter event. And this is what 1 year looks like. This is what 1 year looks like. This is the BornCEO crown, right? The 5-point crown. I use that as my visual picture to see what 90-day cycles look like. Between each point in the crown, there's about 90 days in between each big event. Okay? And so as the BornCEO of your business, right, you are strategically thinking about the 90-day cycles that you're building. And so here's what it looks like. Let's say that you come to the winter event and you have in Myrtle Beach, for example, you get there, you catch this vision and you're like, wait a minute, I'm going to come back with 10 people to this next event 90 days from now. I'm going to gather a whole bunch of people daily, a whole bunch of people weekly, a whole bunch of people at the monthly Super Saturday, so we can bring back 10 plus people from my team at the spring event that's going to be in New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans, Louisiana. And you go to work, and half of it happens. You end up with 5 people at that event in springtime, right? You can either look at last year as the winter event last year, at a spring event last year, or you can look forward at the winter event coming up, January 1st through the 3rd in Myrtle Beach, the breakthrough event. So you got 5 people. You're like, man, we only have 5 people, but that's all right. We're here. We're going to circle up at the end of this event and cast our vision for the next 90 days. This is the purpose of a big event, to cast the vision while you got everybody inspired, fired up, trained, equipped. They're confident. You got about 90 days before that wears off. It wears off in 90 days or less. And so people need to be refueled again. You might not even think you need to be refueled until you get to the event and you get refueled. And so it's important, or you can run out of gas. I've seen so many people run out of gas. You ever been on the way somewhere and you didn't stop at the gas station and didn't realize how far the next gas station was and you ran out of gas? Ask me how I know. Yeah, been there before. And so now you got to call AAA. You're stuck on the side of the road. Your sponsor's trying to come get you. Your upline trying to find you. You're in the witness protection program. Your GPS went out. Nobody knows where you are, right? You ran out of gas. Don't do that. Don't ever miss a big event. But this time, your 5 people are at the spring event right here. And now your 5 people circle up and they're all on fire. They're like, look, we want to have our own 10. So now there's you're going to bring back your people and your 5 people, like we're going to bring back 10 each. So now the goal is the summer 50. You're going for 50 people by the summer event. You're 5 people with 10 people. That's 50 people. Y'all promote like crazy, and half of them come back. There's 25 of you at the event. You're like, man, we didn't get the 50 done, but thank God you had a vision, because you only have 5 at the last one. You got 25 at this one. Is it working? Yes. Yes, you're failing your way to the top. That's what it looks like, family. Don't get discouraged when you're building this snowball. I'm from the East Coast where it snows. You can roll a little snowball, and the more you roll it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, till that little tennis ball size snowball can become a big boulder size snowball, and you can make a snowman. But you don't worry about the flakes that fall off. Flakes are supposed to fall off. They're flaky. Flakes, the snowflakes that fall off, the wind blows and they fall off. That's okay. They're part of the process and the fabric of the snowball, but they're not a part of the core. They're not a part of the core. And that's okay. If they're ready at some point and they're ready to be a part of the core, they will be, but you focus on that core, strengthening the core, Your core is growing. There's going to be plenty that fall off along the way. But now these 50, you went for 50, 25 showed up. Y'all like, that's all right. We're here, we're fired up. And your 25 are like, we're coming back with 10 people to the fall event, super regional, the fall super regional event. Which one are we targeting? Which ones are we targeting? And then out of those 25 people, if everybody brings back 10 people and really focuses for 90 days, daily, weekly, monthly, annual, daily, weekly, monthly, for 90 days, then guess what? Here's what happens. Now, those 25 people turn into the fall 250. That would be 250 people from your team. That's like the $250,000 ring. You're going Alex Shaheed and Julia Shaheed up in here, right? And beyond. But watch this. If half of them make it, that's still 125 people. That's still 125 people. So you just surpassed your 125. And now those 125 are fired up. Is it over yet? No. It's about the next 90 days. What happens when those 125 people say, all right, we're about to cross the 1,000 people mark. We're all bringing back 10 people. 125 times 10, we're coming back with the winter 1250. Operation 1250. We're coming back to the next Myrtle Beach 2027 with 1,250 people. Let's go. And you lead the charge with a big vision. You got to have a big vision just for half of it to even have a chance to work. You got to have a big vision. You can't go for a realistic goal. That's not a vision. You can't go for what you believe is possible. Oh, realistically, a fraction of us are going to make it back. So I calculate that we're going to divide, 60. We're going to subtract that down. There'll be about 10 of us. So we're going for 15 people next year. No, you can't build anything being a pessimist or a realist. A pessimist is like, I don't think it's going to happen. A realist is like, I'm just going to keep it real. Coach, now you all hyped up this morning on a Monday morning. I don't know what you got. You say you're taking vitamins. I don't know what you're doing in the morning, but we all know that I'm not going to have 125 people, 1,250 people. So let's just be reasonable. Maybe 50 is realistic. If you go for 50 and that's the vision that you're casting, you might have one or two. So you got to be a visionary to be a master promoter, and you can't be afraid of having a big number that you probably won't reach, but you got to get the team fighting for it to even get close to it. Who was that for this morning? So now it's Operation 1250, not Operation 12, not Operation 100. It's Operation 1250. There's enough of us that if we do bring back 10 plus people, and it is possible, we can have 1250, and you go forward with all you got, and half of them come back, and you come back with 625 people. I remember seeing the Milia, Mike Milia, Steve Milia, Kim Milia, and they were coming back with hundreds of people to the big event. I remember seeing people, you got how many? You got 500 plus people here at this one convention? How much did y'all make last year? Over 500,000? No wonder. It's the formula. $1,000 per year in passive income. I remember coming from the restroom at a big event, and this guy was amped up, and we were talking, and he was like, how many people you got here? And I was probably like 10 or 12 or whatever. And I was like, yeah. I was like, how about you? He's like, over 1,000. I'm like, what? Over 1,000 people? That guy turned out to be Dave Savola. He had over 1,000 people in the room at one convention in Oklahoma. I'm like, 1,000 people. It's possible then. Guess what? He made over $1 million that year. He made over $1 million. Why? Oh, it's the formula. 1,000 people, $1,000 per year passive income. No wonder. I think this point is getting home. So here's what it looks like. So these green marks represent the 3 Super Saturdays in a 90-day cycle. The green marks represent the 3 Super Saturdays in a 90-day cycle. So we got a Super Saturday and then 4 weekly events, 4 or 5 weekly events before the next Super Saturday, and then 4 or 5 weekly events between the next Super Saturday, and then 4 or 5 weekly events before the next Super Saturday here, and then another 4 or 5. Y'all see that? So here's the key. Here's how you think like a promoter, a master promoter. You're being strategic in this 90-day cycle. It's not just recruiting. You're not just doing 2 to 5 a day just to be in the performance club. Yes, to be in the performance club, but not just to recruit people and sell customers. Yes, to do all that. But the big picture, if you're building a business, is to gather people into the event. This is why you always hear me going crazy about the weekly event. This doesn't even work without the weekly event. It doesn't work without the weekly events. It's too big of a gap from a Super Saturday to a Super Saturday. You'll lose all the people, all the momentum. You need a weekly live in-person event to build into from week to week to week. You need the weekly team calls to train everybody, keep everybody thinking right from week to week to week until they can get to the next Super Saturday. And you only get 3 of them in a quarter. So if you miss one, you mess it up. You miss the whole point, and you're losing all this precious momentum. Remember last time we were here together, I said if you're going to be here a year from now anyway, if you're going to be here 3 years from now anyway, 5 years from now anyway, don't you want to be at the highest level you can possibly be? You can't afford to miss a weekly event. You can't afford to miss a monthly Super Saturday. You can't afford to miss the big event. You got to make it all count. You only get 4 quarters in a whole year. It's like the quiz that has 100 questions on it. You can afford to get 10 of those wrong. You can still get an A if there's 100 chances and you get 10 of them wrong. You still get a 90%. But if the quiz only has 4 questions, 4 quarters in a year, and you get 1 question wrong, that's 25% of your grade gone. The best you can get is a 75. The best you can get is 75% of your goal. You get 2 of these quarters wrong, the best you can get is a 50. Where I'm from, that's called an F. That's an F. 50. You only get 50, only have a chance to get 50% of your goal. So we can't waste a quarter. Okay, how we doing? I'm trying to transfer this energy into you, this mindset, this passion of a master promoter. Okay, so here's what happens. So you're gathering the snowball, you're rolling that snowball from big event to the weekly event, weekly event, weekly event, weekly event. You're being strategic on a daily basis so you can gather people on a weekly basis. So you can have more people at these green marks at the monthly Super Saturday so you can get as many people as you can to that big event. And then you come to the big event and you exhale. Woo! Oh man, what a quarter. Woo! I put in the work this quarter. All right, catch your breath. How do we do? How many we have? All right, did we get to 10? Oh, we got the 5. That's all right. All right, I'm filled up. I'm pumped up again. I'm energized. All right, it's time to get up for this next quarter. All right, 5, let's huddle up. Here's what we're gonna do. Now, you go back into that mode for 90 more days. That's what this looks like. You do this right. You get this right 3 to 5 times in a row. Like 3 years, you get this right for 3 years. I don't know anybody that's gotten this right for 3 years straight, quarter after quarter, for 12 months, 24 months, 36 months. That's not an executive director and a ring earner that's gotten this right. All you got to do is get it right. Some people, they find influencers in the process, and in 12 months it explodes. But 3 to 5 years, any business, you got to give it 3 to 5 good years of getting it right for 3 to 5 good years. If you do well in 1 year, imagine what it's going to be like in 3 to 5. All right, I got to wrap this up. So what are these 5 secrets? I didn't even tell y'all the 5 secrets yet. What are these 5 secrets of a master promoter? What are these 5 secrets of a master promoter? I'm about to tell you. Secret number 1. Secret number 1. You got to be willing to go through large number. You got to be willing to go through a large number of people to find a small percentage.
that say yes. I'm willing to go through a lot of people to find a few. That's real business, y'all. It's not, oh, I'm going to invite a few people and hope they all show up. Please, please, please show up. Please, please. I invited 2 whole people. I just hope they show up. My life depends on these 2 people. My whole life, my whole business. I'm putting my whole business in the hands of these 2 people that promised me they're going to come. And if they don't come, I'm going to be so upset. I'm going to pull my hair out. I'm divorcing them as friends. They are disowned forever. No. You can't build, y'all so funny. You can't build a big business like that. Why am I doing that? Because I've had that before. I felt like that before. Building on hope and wishing. No, you got to be willing to go through a large number of people to find the few. That's just business. All right, I got to go because I want to hear from you all. Go ahead and raise your digital hands if this is hitting you, if you're having a breakthrough, if you're seeing it. Or you might be having a flashback because you've done this before, but the pandemic messed a lot of people up. Nothing changed. The fundamentals didn't change. The rules, John Gardner, the rules are the rules are the rules, right? The rules don't change because the economy shifted. The rules don't change because a pandemic hit. The rules don't change because somebody's opinion changed. There are spiritual laws. There are natural laws. The laws don't change. You either align with the laws and roll with them and experience the abundance that comes with them, or you get crushed by them. You don't believe in the law of gravity, you might have a different opinion. The law doesn't change. I wouldn't recommend jumping off a tall building. The law will demonstrate itself to you, whether you believe in it or not, whether your opinion is different or not, whether you think it should be that way or not. As Jim Rohn says, when you get your own planet, maybe you can set it up your way, but until then, it's already set up. There are spiritual laws and there are physical laws. So just figure out the laws and align with them. All right. So number 2, be a problem solver. I didn't say this last night, but I said it last night. Be a problem solver and make a big list. A problem solver. Here's the four keys to problem solving. 4 keys to problem solving. Number 1. Okay, so Coach, you said I got to make a big list. But I don't have a big list. I don't know a lot of people. I'm shy, like you were. Wait, be a problem solver. What are the four practices of a problem solver? Number 1, what can I do? Okay, I don't have a big list. I don't know a lot of people. I'm new to this city. I've been shy all my life. I didn't build great relationships over these past years. And now I'm in this business that's a relationship business. Is it over for me? No. Be a problem solver. Number 1, what can I do? What can I do that can solve this problem? Number 2, what can I read that can help me solve this problem? There's always books that have answers. Other people have figured out the problem before. That's great news. That means if I have a problem, I don't know how to do something, I can pick up a book or 2 or 3, a YouTube video, a blog. There's information out there more than ever before to help me solve that problem. Number 3, who can I ask? Who can I ask who has solved this problem before that could give me some insight? Who can I take to lunch? Who can I reach out to for mentorship, a workout partner, a coach? Who can I ask? And then rule number 4, never ask first. Never ask first. Don't ask somebody until after you've done all that you can do to solve the problem, read all that you can read to solve the problem, and then ask. That's how you become a master problem solver and become a master promoter. Make a big list. Figure it out, right? Number 3, build your belief and transfer your belief. Write down all the reasons why. This is the biggest thing ever. You got to be able to promote so well. A master promoter sees the big picture of why this thing is so important. They can get somebody to buy a plane ticket from Dubai and fly all the way to Anaheim, California. They're going to paint a picture so big about why this is so important. This is so magnificent that somebody be willing to buy a $5,000 plane ticket, come all the way across the world to come to Anaheim, California for the super regional. What would you have to say to make somebody even consider it? Are you talking like that when you promote? If not, change it. That's how you become a master promoter. You got to be talking the big picture so that if you can get somebody to fly from Dubai to Anaheim, you certainly can get somebody right here in the United States to get there. You can certainly get somebody from California to attend. So build your belief and transfer it. That's what promoting is. Number 4, Secret number 4, prepare for objections. Make a list of all the reasons why this person might say yes. You got this big picture. What are all the reasons why this person might say yes? Oh, she's a single mom. She's got kids. She might say yes because she wants to provide for the kids, spend more time with the kids, put a legacy in place, be in a positive environment. You start thinking strategically as a master promoter, what are all the reasons this person might say yes? And when your list of reasons why they would say yes is bigger than the list of reasons why they would say no, you're on track to be a master promoter. So you also make a list of all the reasons why they might say no. Well, I don't have a car, I don't have a ride, or I don't have the money, I don't have the time. But you come up with a solution for all of the reasons before you even make the call. You've already got it. When I was inviting to that event, I'll let y'all watch the replay from the last one. I told the story of how these were college students. I was in college, so most of my contacts were college age. I knew they were going to say, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have a ride all the way to Baltimore from DC. What am I going to eat? What am I going to, I have other plans. So I made sure I had answers for every single objection they could give me. I had solutions. Oh, you don't have a car? Great, I already got a ride for you. Oh, you don't have this? I already got that. You don't have food? We'll bring peanut butter and jelly. You don't have this? Well, I got an answer for every problem you could possibly give me. They had no chance of not coming to that event. I'm a master promoter. Somebody say it in the chat. I'm a master promoter. Talking about yourself. Number 5, make the calls or the videos or the voice memos. They got to hear your voice or see your face. This can't be just a text message with words. This promotion, transferring belief, only happens when they hear your voice or they see it in your eyes. You got to be in the zone. And you don't have to stay like this forever. I'm not like this all day long. I get like this because I'm about to pour into people, right? This is not my nature. I don't walk around like this all day. ET, hey, let's go. No, I'm a reserved personality type. But I get into promoter mode when I'm promoting. That's what we do here. That's our profession. So what happened? I ended up with not 10 carloads of people. I made a list of all the people that promised me they would drive. I got 10 people to commit. Then I called everybody else because I didn't have a car. And I ended up with 4 carloads of people at that first Super Saturday. 12 guests at my first Super Saturday, January 8th. I won the prize for the most guests out of an entire DC, Maryland area. I was only 2 weeks into the business. And then I won like a free trip to the Bahamas for having the most guests. And then I won the raffle. Anybody who was in the room back there, put me in the chat if you were in back then. They were coming up to me, asking me for lottery numbers and stuff. But everybody was excited. But I was disappointed because I was going for 10 carloads of people, 40 people, and I only had 12. But that's how you build. And these are the 5 secrets of a master promoter. Ms. Gardner, your comments, and then anybody else we have time for?
Wow, wow, wow. What a phenomenal layout. You being able to communicate that this is what we do. This is how we build. This is the business. I keep sitting here thinking, though, Far, and I really want you to address this, is I keep sitting here thinking, we got some leaders out there with bad habits. That there isn't a weekly meeting in their area. They are maybe still doing Zoom Super Saturdays. They're not really showing up at their own or either they're just not showing up at every Super Saturday. How do we change the perspective of the leader on that? But if you aren't that person, but your leader is, how do we, I want everybody on this call to recognize that you are the leader on your team. So regardless of what your upline's doing, what Coach Bell just said is the way, regardless of what your upline's doing. But can you address that gap there? Because we still have some people who are leaders, but really pushing back on, well, I mean, they might be in, I'm gonna use, like, they might be in New York, but the but the Super Saturday in California, they can still get the link to, so they don't actually have to go to their local one in whatever state they're in. You know, I mean, some of that's still happening out there.
I,
And
I
that
mean,
breaks everything you just said.
I mean, okay. So you know me, and you
I
know,
know, which is why I want you
so
to
so
address it. Because there's
so
some
during the
people out there
pandemic.
that have not
So
100% bought in that what you just said is true.
all right, let me just start with this. We won the first place trophy during the pandemic in the entire company from the March Madness incentive. That means we killed it with Zooms. This is the trophy behind my head, the first place trophy, right? So I am not anti-Zoom. We killed it with Zoom. That's all we had. We went platinum. We got back-to-back rings. And guess what? The infrastructure, here's what I saw. The infrastructure to sustain the momentum was missing. So I stopped focusing on the next ring and the next level. And I said, somebody's got to get this infrastructure back in place of the weekly events, or we can do all this work and it go right down the drain. Why would we keep pouring all this water into buckets with holes in it? So I said, Dave Savola single-handedly went on a mission around the country, to get weekly meetings started. I'm like, if he can do that back then and nobody else is going to do it, I guess I'm the one that needs to solve the problem. So I went on a mission. Some of y'all got sick and tired of hearing me. You're still sick and tired of hearing me. Every time we talk, Coach, how do I do an exposure? Start your weekly meeting. How do I do a three-way call? Start your weekly meeting. How do I do a PBR? Start your weekly meeting. How do I make the list? Start your weekly meeting, 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 your weekly meeting is the answer to everything. Y'all like, all right, I got my stupid weekly meeting. Now what? Okay, now we can talk about the rest of the business. So my answer is show them this video. The second thing is, look, some people are tired. Some people are tired. And that's okay. Some people are different seasons. Some people are dealing with trauma coming out of the pandemic. Some people deal with all kinds of stuff. So I'm not mad at the leaders who aren't ready to put it in place. But as long as they don't hinder the rest, find some people, get them plugged into information like this. Leverage me. I'm a maniac. Take advantage of it while I'm in this zone. Leverage me. I'm making myself available. People have been asking me about my coaching program, like, oh, I want to do I just dedicated my Wednesdays, one day a week. I open up 4 time slots for coaching. Eastern time, 9 a.m., 12 o'clock. No, what is it? Eastern time, 12 Wednesdays at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. For everybody's been asking, when can we can you open up some more time slots? That's Wednesdays for those that are serious and ready to go. Wednesdays, period. That's the day I coach, right? And you can't. I don't even want to coach you if you don't have a weekly meeting in place. If you're not committed to getting a weekly meeting, don't even ask me because you're not ready yet. I can't even talk about the stuff that I want to talk about because the infrastructure is not in place to sustain it. So that's my response. But here's what happens. If for those who are, you might be brand new. I've gotten more brand new people to start the weekly meeting, but guess what? Just because the experienced leader is not willing to do the weekly meeting doesn't mean they're not willing to support it. So get it started and ask the experienced ring earners and leaders, could they come once a month or twice a month at least to help support it as a guest speaker? And boom, it's a win-win for everybody. So back to you, Ms. Gardner. I know we got some hands up.
We do. Absolutely perfection. Thank you, sir. All right. Jim, you are first, sir. Go right ahead.
He's not able to unmute.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm muted now.
Okay, perfect. My picture went out, so I'm like, what the heck? Coach, I just, number one, I want to thank you. The last 5 or 6 weeks of Monday Leaders, literally, like you said, they're a master plan on what's going on. But the promoting piece this week and yesterday and today couldn't be any better. I've started my core team. We're working through doing a 90-day run starting October 1st, and I've got them doing the Whisper campaign now so that it can lead right into our Myrtle Beach experience. So can you just touch on that real quick, what the importance of doing that build up into Myrtle using the promoting, et cetera?
I already did. This whole tell them to watch this again.
Okay.
Like if you sometimes people got to hear it the first time through, but go back and watch this again. I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel as well. By the way, I've been putting out a lot of this stuff on my YouTube channel, Coach Farbell / BornCEO. Subscribe, you'll get notified when videos come out. I got a series in there called Unlocking Your Next Level. That is next level. It's on part 7 now. I'm about to go into part 8. This is probably going to be part 8. But yeah, just watch this again with the next big event in mind, is what I would say. Excellent. Somebody asked, is the weekly event in addition to your local weekly event? No. If your area already has a local weekly event that you're able to bring people to, that's the weekly event that I'm talking about. If your area does not have one, you're the person to get it started. It doesn't have to be a corporate event where other people are bringing their people, because you might not be qualified for that yet with your regional manager. But you can get it going for yourself and your team. And then once you build up to senior director or manager or performance club, whatever's requirement, and you prove that you got a professional event that people aren't risking their money on sending their guests to, then it can become a corporate approved event. But you don't wait to get your thing started for your team if somebody else hasn't stepped up to get it going. That's my philosophy that I was taught from Jeff and Eric. All right, Miss Andrea or Andrea? I think she's not able to unmute.
Yep, go right ahead.
We can hear you now.
I'm sorry, I had it up when you told me to put it up and it was still on. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Awesome.
No.
Okay, great. Thank you.
That's all right. Miss Gant.
All right, Chantel.
All right. This was awesome as always. Thank you so much. So my question is, because you've helped me so much, you got my weekly meeting started. So, but my question is, so what do you do for, like, for example, we're going to Anaheim, and you have those folks on your team that maybe have been, have been hurt for maybe like they missed the bonus, or something happened where they didn't get something from the company. So now they're kind of like in that limbo stage where they don't know if they want to continue on. But you know that if they go to the Anaheim event, they're going to be set on fire again. So what can you do or say to a person like that? That's my question.
Have them watch this video, this replay.
Okay.
And then, yeah, third party. Yep, have them watch this. You got to get them more focused on the vision of where they're going than the circumstances that they're going through.
Okay.
But you also got to keep it moving. Create so much success that they can't ignore it.
Okay.
All right. Well said, and congrats. I'm so proud of you getting that weekly event going. I got somebody else out there in your area that's looking to partner up with you. All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes, I want to say, Coach Bell, I remember back in the day, all of those meetings, I too was a part of that as well, and got the opportunity to watch you grow up in that environment as well. But you know, I want to say, ooh, Elizabeth Gardner, you stepped on some leaders' toes just now, because I totally agree with you. I was pushing back. Because we don't have a regional manager in my area. And so if it's to be, it's up to me. So I told Will Dazzy, I'm starting a live event. So I don't have to be a regional manager for that. And I'm a Millionaire Club member. I could easily say, let the young people do it. But I didn't. I started it myself. And, you know, even if we have to be Danny Katoa for, 10 months, we're committed till it's Daniel and myself, we are committed to making this event happen, because that's the only way we're going to grow our business. And here's the thing. I believe in my heart that if Legal Shield would say no more virtual events, everybody has to plug into a weekly event, everybody's live events would explode. And you don't need a bonus, extra bonus for that, because everybody would explode. That's what we had before. That's how we got where we are today. We didn't have a virtual. So yeah, I really think if Legal Shield for 90 days would say no virtuals on the table, period. I know some people are saying, what? But you know what? If you want to move your needle, you got to be willing to get off the pot. Well, y'all know the rest of that story. Back over to you.
Love it, love it, love it. And listen, and even if the company never said that, you got to have the mindset that you leveraged all the virtual events like the daily presentations, but when it comes to the Super Saturdays and the have that mindset. What if there was only live events? How would you promote it? All right, Miss Bailey.
Exactly.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I cannot believe you talk about the East Coast. Well, it's going to be 80 degrees here in Connecticut today. Oh God, did you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I said it's going to be 80 degrees in Connecticut today. So, but I just want to say that you reminded me of Mr. Eddie Bales from last year when he came to our Super Saturday. And before he came to the Super Saturday, and he actually called me, and he said, recruit to invite, and I'm really going to just take all the things that you said today and put it into action as soon as I um, end with this Zoom. And so also I put in the chat that last week when we had the Ladies of Justice, which is monthly, the day before, I said, let me challenge myself and invite 50 women. Well, I said, let me create a list of 50 women. And I got so obsessed that I created a list of 125, and I sent out the flyer, and I said, you are my invited guests. Please confirm with a yes. And I had 9 people to confirm. Yes, I'll be on the call. And I actually had 3. But I'm telling you, even with that, I made my Chat GPT my assistant, and it said that is a great ratio, and I am going to continue. I got so confident, I got so empowered, and I just know that activity makes a difference. But to me, when you talked about the 90-day, I can really wrap around my mind around that. When you talk about the quarter, the different quarters, and with me being a football mom, my son is a high school football coach. And I was told one time that if you can understand the game of football, you can understand the game of life. So I just really resonated with all the things that you said, and I'm looking for results. I'm
Awesome. Awesome. Your sound's going out. But yes, that's so powerful. If y'all didn't catch this, she said Eddie Bells taught her recruit to invite. There's 2 ways, 2 philosophies, 2 strategies. Most people invite people to an event so they could recruit them at the event. The other philosophy that Eric taught us was to recruit people now, today, so they can invite people to the next event. So instead of just waiting a whole week, for example, to get people to the Tuesday night event so you can recruit them now with the daily Zoom so that they can all be inviting to that next Tuesday event also. Do we have time for the last 1 or 2, Ms. Gardner?
We do not. We got to end it. We're after the time, but thank y'all so much. Coach Bell, what a phenomenal job today, sir. Appreciate you. You want to go ahead, say that, and I'll let you close us out.
This is the affirmation, everybody. Take a picture of this as we close out as master promoters. I use my daily activities. Say it out loud. You don't have to unmute. I use my daily activities to lead more people into my weekly events, which leads more people to my monthly Super Saturday, which leads more people to my annual big event like Myrtle Beach. Let's go crush it. Let's practice the 5 keys of a master promoter. This video will be in my YouTube channel. You can find it at BornCEO.com/connect. At the bottom, click on the icon for YouTube. And let's just go crush it, family. Let's go crush it. If you're like, look, I'm ready to go. I got my weekly event in place and I'm ready to crush it to the next level, and you want coaching, hit me up, send me a message. Let's raise up more ring earners than any time in the history of this company, and let's go do it together. Back to you, Ms. Gardner.
Awesome. Y'all have an amazing day. We'll see you right back here next Monday. Bye, everybody.